Picture this, golden fields stretching to the horizon, once the heartbeat of America's breadbasket, now swallowed by flames, not by accident, but by the very hands that sowed them. Welcome to Top 10 America Beyond, where we uncover the stories shaping our nation's future. In 2025, a quiet crisis is sweeping across America's farmlands. Farmers are torching their crops, abandoning harvests, and walking away from legacies built over generations. This isn't about natural disasters or global conflicts. It's about a system failing the people who feed us. Today, we're counting down the top 10 states where agriculture is teetering on the edge, revealing the heartbreak, the numbers, and the ripple effects. If you're as stunned by this as we are, hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Top 10 America Beyond for more untold stories.
Top 10 America Beyond.
Number 10, Montana, the fading Golden Triangle. In Montana, the rugged beauty of the Golden Triangle has long fueled America's wheat and livestock feed supply. But in 2025, these vast plains are eerily quiet. According to the Montana Weed Association, harvested acreage dropped 15% in the first quarter compared to last year. Why? Wheat prices have plummeted below $5 per bushel, while fuel and fertilizer costs soar. Farmers are ripping out young crops weeks after planting, some burning fields to restore soil and cut losses. In eastern Montana, the third drought in 4 years has left pastures dry and feed prices doubled, forcing ranchers to sell off herds or move them out of state. Small towns like Havre and Glasgow see shuttered equipment shops and neglected grasslands as families leave the land behind. This isn't a loud collapse, it's a slow retreat, 1 acre at a time. As Montana's fields fade, we head southeast to a state where small farms, once a model for sustainability, are struggling to survive. Can America's vision for local agriculture endure? With 15% of Montana's harvested land lost, what can be done to save its farming legacy? Number 9, Maine, the fall of small farms. Maine's small farms, celebrated for organic vegetables and free-range chickens, were once a beacon of sustainable agriculture. But in 2025, that beacon is flickering. The Maine Farmland Trust reports that 18% of small farms have paused or closed operations in Q1 alone. Rising input costs, labor shortages, and cuts to local support programs are to blame. When insurance premiums exceed 12% of crop value and market demand weakens, farmers can't keep going. Some burn unharvested, moldy crops, kale, mulberries, carrots, because logistics chains have collapsed. In Portland, farmers' markets close early for lack of produce, and Bangor's Agricultural Training Center cancels classes. Coastal warehouses, once brimming with fresh goods, now host events to cover costs. Maine's dream of local farming is slipping away. While Maine's small farms struggle, another state in the southeast faces its own battle, where biodiversity once promised prosperity. How long can these regions hold on? With 18% of Maine's small farms shutting down, is sustainable farming still viable in America? Number 8, North Carolina, a legacy eroded. North Carolina's rich soils and mild climate have nurtured cotton, soybeans, and mixed farms for centuries. But in 2025, hesitation marks the planting season. The North Carolina Department of Agriculture notes that 14% of growers in the Tidewater and interior regions delayed spring planting, the highest rate since 2009. Budget cuts slashed sustainable farming grants, leaving small farmers without a safety net. Over 1,700 acres of cotton were abandoned mid-season, some burned to save on pest control and harvesting costs. Cotton buyers in Greenville cut operations by 40%, and a Wilson textile mill laid off 25 workers. Transport firms report their lowest shipment volumes since 2016. From family farms to regional industries, North Carolina's agricultural legacy is eroding, one field at a time. As North Carolina's fields lie fallow, we move west to a state where the quiet cornerstone of America's heartland is crumbling. What happens when a farming backbone breaks? With 1,700 acres of cotton abandoned, how can North Carolina rebuild its agricultural strength? Number 7. Missouri, the silent cornerstone. Missouri, home to 95,000 farms, has long been a steady force in corn, soybeans, pork, and cattle. But in 2025, flames and emptiness define its fields. The Missouri Department of Agriculture reports that 10% of farmland in the southeast was cleared mid-season, crops destroyed, not harvested. Corn prices are too low to justify planting, and export contracts have stalled. Farmers burn fields to avoid harvest costs, while livestock farms sell off young animals as feed prices climb and hog prices drop. A Springfield slaughterhouse cut production by 2/3, and equipment suppliers in Columbia see financing grind to a halt. Missouri's crisis is quiet, no headlines, just farmers stepping away, leaving a void in America's agricultural map. Missouri's silent struggle echoes in another Midwest state, where fertile lands remain untouched. Can the heartland recover from such losses? With 10% of Missouri's farmland abandoned, what will it take to revive its farming communities? Number 6. Illinois, the bare fields. By mid-April 25, central Illinois should buzz with planting season. Instead, vast fields in Logan, Sangamon, and Christian counties lie bare. The Illinois Farm Bureau reports a 13% rise in unplanted acreage, the highest in over a decade. Farmers aren't lazy, they're calculating. Planting seeds, fertilizer, and fuel costs more than the crops will fetch. Some burn early growth to cut losses before debts mount. In western Illinois, early field clearing is trending, crops plowed under or torched. A Peoria equipment supplier saw a 30% drop in orders, and a Decatur feed plant shelved expansion. Rural banks face a surge in debt restructuring requests. Illinois, once a soybean powerhouse, is draining its agricultural lifeblood. As Illinois' fields fall silent, we head to a neighboring state where the nation's kitchen is facing its own reckoning. What does this mean for America's food supply? With 13% more unplanted land in Illinois, how will this impact national food production? Number 5. Iowa. The kitchen goes quiet. Iowa, fifth on top 10 America Beyond, is America's kitchen, but its vibrant fields of corn and soybeans now echo with a haunting stillness. The USDA paints a grim picture. Corn prices linger at $4.35 per bushel, below production costs, while Q1 stockpiles hit a 2017 peak. In Cerro Gordo and Hancock counties, farmers let corn wilt, then burn it not in protest, but because harvesting promises only loss. Iowa State University notes 17% of soybean fields abandoned or destroyed, unable to cover seed and fertilizer costs. The harvest roar is gone. Smoldering fields replace the hum of combines, casting a somber shadow. A Fort Dodge co-op sheds workers starved of crops. Mason City's ethanol plant closes, starved of corn, an unthinkable irony. The fallout spreads. Equipment sales drop 38%, and rural towns unravel. Empty co-op halls and for sale signs signal a fading spirit. This is Iowa's sorrow, its kitchen silenced. Can it feed the nation again? Top 10 America Beyond invites you to this poignant tale. Number 4. California. The golden basket burns. California, radiant on top 10 America Beyond, holds the 4th rank, but its golden fields, once a beacon of abundance, now smolder in sorrow. The California Farm Bureau unveils a dire reality. Irrigation costs have skyrocketed 40%, strangling Central Valley growers amid a merciless drought. Farmers caught in a cruel bind must choose, sustain dying crops or burn them to halt losses. Many opt for flames, transforming orchards into pyres. In Fresno and Kern, California's almond strongholds, hundreds of acres are razed, smoke rising like a lament. Uke Davis reports almond exports down 30% since 2023, with costs crushing hopes. Sonoma and Napa vineyards, icons of elegance, burn unharvested grapes, their promise lost to ash. The fallout ripples wide. Modesto bottling plants cut 25% of jobs. Sacramento's organic packaging line stall, and a produce logistics firm faces ruin, its trucks silent. Rural towns, from workers to cafes, falter as livelihoods fade. This is California's heartbreak, its made in the USA pride dimming. Can its fields bloom again? Top 10 America, Beyond calls you to this story. Number 3, Texas, a land of exhaustion. In Texas, 2025 is a testament to endurance stretched thin, where the Lone Star State's iconic cornfields and vast cattle ranches face an unforgiving crisis. The Texas Department of Agricultural Resources reveals a staggering 9,000 head of cattle sold off across 3 West Texas counties as ranchers confront lifeless pastures and collapsing meat markets. A 45% cut in Rio Grande Valley water deliveries has left citrus and watermelon fields brittle, forcing farmers to torch them in a desperate bid to move forward. The economic toll cuts deep. A Leveland logistics firm slashed 40% of its routes, and an El Paso feed plant halted work after orders fell by half. These are more than statistics, they're dreams dissolving in the heat. Imagine a rancher in Amarillo watching flames consume their fields, each spark a piece of their heritage. Yet Texas red soil, though scarred, holds stories of defiance. The fallout spreads wide, empty small town diners, idle equipment yards, and a question that haunts: can Texas' agricultural heart beat again? This is Top 10 America Beyond, spotlighting a state where grit battles exhaustion. Number 2, Nebraska, the silent pillar crumbles. Nebraska, a quiet giant feeding America with corn, soybeans, and beef, now echoes with an unsettling stillness in 2025. The University of Nebraska reveals a near doubling of burned or abandoned acres in Q1 2025 compared to last year, as farmers face harvests they can't sell. Grain co-ops brim with unsold corn, but prices fall far below labor costs, pushing farmers to burn fields for insurance scraps. In Grand Island, a 2019 farm of the year sits in ruins, rusted machinery, and a broken fence tell its story. The economic fallout stings. A Kearney feed mill cut 20% of its workers, and a Columbus storage facility closed its doors. Towns grow quieter, empty diners, shrinking schools, and a farmer gazing at charred corn, their family's legacy fading. Yet Nebraska's heart clings to hope. This is Top 10 America Beyond, exposing a crisis where silence outcries flames, leaving us to wonder, can Nebraska's fields bloom again? Number 1, Kansas, the Heartland's heartbreak. Kansas seizes the foremost rank on Top 10 America Beyond, not for its resplendent wheat fields, but for a lamentation that rends the heartland asunder. The Kansas Department of Agriculture unveils a disquieting verity: 11% of wheat acreage succumbs to deliberate incineration, not by natural calamities, but by agriculturists ensnared in economic desolation. With prices languishing below $5 per bushel, harvesting engenders fiscal ruination. A 58-year-old Salina cultivator mourned, "This land encapsulated my essence, yet I burn it to endure." The repercussions cascade mercilessly. Washita's flour manufactory diminishes production, starved of grain. Hutchinson's packaging enterprises annual contracts, destabilizing local commerce. A rural bank succumbs to a deluge of mortgage defaults, shuttering its doors. Villages once effervescent with harvest merriment now wallow in silence, tractors dormant, silos desolate. Agrarians, devoid of hope, vend their heritage or lease equipment, dreams evaporating. This is Kansas' elegy, a breadbasket imperiled. Can it reclaim its glory? Top 10 America, Beyond beckons you to this narrative. Conclusion: a nation at a crossroads. Top 10 America, Beyond has unveiled 10 states where America's agrarian essence trembles at an epochal precipice, fields ablaze with the fires of existential despair. Wheat at $5 per bushel, corn at $4.35, valuations that pulverize cultivators' aspirations into dust. From Montana's grains to Maine's organic fields, the toll is unequivocal. Modesto's manufactories slash 25% of employment, Levelland's logistics wane by 40%, and 18% of Maine's small farms evanesce. This is no mere agrarian plight, it is the unraveling of rural America's communal tapestry, where co-ops fade and divestitures multiply. The consequences resonate with cataclysmic force. Shuttered ethanol plants in Iowa and faltering mills in Kansas presage a broader erosion of sustenance. Who will sow when debt overwhelms? Who will nurture land that begets only sorrow? This silence demands action. Policies to stabilize markets, support for small farms, a recommitment to those who feed us. Top 10 America Beyond summons you to this dialogue. Like, comment, subscribe to sustain these stories. Let us forge resolutions to resurrect the Heartland's indomitable promise, ensuring it rises to nourish the nation anew.